What's up, guys? I wanted to show you today my helium farming method. You'll get a lot of chests here as well, but it's mainly about helium for me. The chests sometimes contain good stuff, and you find helium on the moon. We're going to go over here to patrol, and you can see it right there, Helium Filaments. So let's get to the moon. Alright, the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to go backwards. And that's right off the spawn. And why am I doing that? Because sometimes it likes to spawn right here. So that's where I kind of like to start. It's kind of one of those spots that's a little bit out of the way and hard to remember at times. So then I like to come up here, look around. Sometimes it spawns here. And you'll see there's a cave right in front of me. And make sure you look on both sides of these things, because sometimes they'll spawn on the ground there. And this cave is empty. So we'll go to this cave right here. And empty. It's a great starter, isn't it? I don't get them in there very much. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but rarely. Come down here and check this building, because a chest will spawn inside of here. And we'll run over here. We'll look through here, because helium, they will go right there. And you will see a chest right here sometimes, and we're gonna have to kill some stuff. So next we kind of look around here, 'cause sometimes it spawns right in these weird spots, and there's some right there. And we'll look over here, because it will spawn on top of this hill right here, so I like to make this little circle right here. Go over into this cave and have a look. And finally we have a chest. And I've parked my ride on top of it. It's very nice. Now you can ride your sparrow. I'm just coming over here because the enemies are being superly aggressive. Hello. So it will spawn up here as well, normally somewhere in this area. So you can look up here. And sometimes you will have a chest that will spawn right here. It used to spawn there a lot for me. These days it doesn't. Instead of going straight, I like to come over here, because it will spawn in here. Sometimes you'll see it spawn right over in this area where I'm at right now. That's another one of those rare things that it does that. And we'll look in this room. No chest. You've got to look on top as well, because there might be a chest or some. There's some right there. Now, one problem with that I've found is if somebody else is doing the same method in the same world as you, you will kind of lose this stuff. Now, I like to go down here, because there is a. Now, if it doesn't spawn in the building, sometimes it will spawn back here in this area, right in here somewhere. But I can come back here and get, as far as I'm concerned, it's a free 50 glimmer. I can come back here and kill these guys. And then I can check their cave. And there's a chest. Problem with this is you can't spawn your ride down here, so got in here as they're all spawning out, didn't I? Oh, I hate snipers. And now we'll move on. We're going to go on the side of this building into this cave that's right over here around the corner. You can already see some right in front of me. And there's just another chest. Didn't really even need to hop on this. Come over here and grab these. There tends to be, if I find one set of them on the ground or even a chest, I know that a lot of the other spots are going to be empty. And we'll go inside the building. We'll look in this room. The chest does spawn in this room. It's just very rare that I've found that it does. Most of the time it spawns either in this room or in this back room. But I may or may not see helium filaments in here now, because I do. Because it seems like a lot of times, like I said, if somebody else grabs stuff, it seems to make things disappear. At least the chest, without a doubt. the chests will just completely disappear once they've grabbed them. So that's the one problem with just about any of the chests, so it's not just this spot. Now if you'll come over here, you look up here, sometimes either one of them can spawn up here. And then we'll go over here, and over by where you get this marker, a chest can spawn behind this, or it will spawn over here normally. Sometimes it'll spawn in plain view, but rarely. And then once again, we're going to look inside these buildings, 'cause sometimes they'll spawn in here. And this really isn't been too bad, but I've seen runs with a lot more. Now, you'll see them up here. They'll spawn up here on the ground. You'll see them spawn right around this corner here. You'll see them spawn over there. So they spawn in quite a few places in this area. They can spawn over back by where that doorway is going in. They can spawn in that whole area back there too. And pretty much I'm almost starting over. I'll come right back over here again. Make sure there's nothing here. You can kind of look right here without even going this far. You could see them if they had spawned back this direction, because they normally will spawn somewhere over here when you first come up the hill. Because where is it? I'm getting lost. Well, there's where we go in. They'll spawn over here sometimes, but not very often. Very rarely. But you'll see this is I think what I'm actually looking for, because this is where we come up. That's why I like to come up this hill first instead of going straight forward like you would probably think, because you'll spawn and most people drive up that, and I like to come up this way because this might be the first place I find some. They like to hide over here. They normally don't spawn there very often, but you say that, then they do. They've been spawning there more and more frequently since I quit looking. I stopped looking for a while, and I looked over there and I was like, because sometimes whenever things stop spawning, just start looking in those oddball places, and that tends to be where you'll find it. Is it'll spawn somewhere kind of newish, or a place it doesn't spawn very often. And no chest here. So they used to spawn over here a lot more, and I'm just not seeing it so much these days. It just kind of depends. It's from time to time. If somebody else beats you to something, it can make it despawn for you, so. But this is the method I use right here. This is what I do. I'm running it through a second time. You can see the full thing that I do as I drive around very crazy here. I'm just trying to make sure, because I haven't seen any over here, and that's one of those things that said it's odd, so when it's odd I start looking. We're just gonna hop off this time. Sometimes I get tired of beating around on the bike. It is faster, but it's irritating at times. And there's nothing in here. So we'll be looking down here. I expect to see some down here whenever I don't see them in that room. These guys are huddled up, doing whatever it is they're doing. Yeah, good. We got a chest down here. And that's one of the reasons why I always check this. It's the 50 glimmer, and it seems like they spawn down there quite a bit more than you would think they would. And we're almost through running this a second time. See those filaments? They spawned in the same spot. It's always weird when that happens, because normally you don't get that. This is a heavily traveled spot too, so when there's people running around a lot, I expect to lose the chests that are over here. I expect somebody else to see them if they're in too obvious of a spot. And a chest. which means I really expect not to find a chest in this general area after that. Sometimes you get lucky and you do, and sometimes I don't. I always expect to find them on the floor. If I find a chest, I don't expect to find them on the floor, especially when I find them right outside. But yeah, there they are. So I'm pretty sure I won't see a chest. That's night. That's when I get my eyes raised up. Because that's the one person that can really hurt you. Come on. Just gonna punch him. Yeah, you kind of have to go, okay, well, I found some here so I can quit looking. I won't expect to find any inside the buildings or anything. I'll do it just because I'm trying to show you guys where everything is, but I don't expect to find any more. I found exactly what I expect to find in that area. Sometimes you can pick up a mission too. It's a good time to get a mission done when you're doing all this. And nothing like I expected to find. Nothing up top. Nothing around the corner. Nothing over there. So we will go back to square one, which is, for me, really and truly right over here. I would look down, and this time nothing spawned down there. And I would head back over to the cave again. So there you go. That is what I do for helium farming. I hope that was easy enough, and I will catch you guys later.